Calton Cutlery. You can find me on the web, caltoncutlery.com. So I wasn't going to shoot a video today, but I was having a chat through the messenger thingy on Facebook with a new knife friend of mine. And we were talking about traveling sharpening stones. He was telling me about this great, his latest and greatest. You know, us knife guys are all the same. You know, you got the newest, latest and greatest sharpening stone, jig, knife, you know, whatever, you know, but that's kind of part of the fun of being a knife guy or a tool guy or whatever, right? And he was talking about, or we were talking about actually keeping like real sharpening stones in the trucks and the cars and everything, because invariably, I don't know about you guys, but I go to hunting camp. The guys that I've been elk hunting with, when I go elk hunting, I've missed the last couple of years. There's 4 or 6 of us, something like that. The old school, you know, canvas wall tent, you know, with the wood stove and everything inside of them. I mean, old school elk hunting up in the mountains, you know, incredibly good time. And I love the guys to death, but, you know, they won't take the time to learn how to sharpen their own damn knives. And, you know, it's a big pet peeve of mine. I mean, you guys know me and, you know, sharpen your own knives. Well, these are my friends, right? You know, I mean, well, I thought they were my friends, but yet they won't sharpen their own knives. Anyway, so I got thinking about it and I thought, you know what? I'm going to shoot a funny video. Okay, so we're going to title this video, I don't know, Guerrilla Sharpening, or how about Guerrilla In-Laws Sharpening, or something like that, right? Okay, so how many times have you guys gone, you know, to a relative's house or some friend's house or something like that, and dinner isn't quite ready, so of course you ask, you know, hey, is there anything I can do to help you out with dinner? And they say, hey, yeah, could you, you know, cut up these potatoes or whatever, and you say, hey, where are the knives? And they say, oh, they're in that drawer over there. And you open up this drawer and you see like a dozen knives that are all like, you know, Walmart kitchen knives, right? Not that there's anything particularly bad about Walmart kitchen knives, but, you know, they sell for, like this one here, this 8-inch chef knife made by Farberware, has a bonus reusable blade cover, was $12.97, and I bought it for $5 because I wanted to check out the handle in a little bit more detail, right? So folks will buy these knives for $5 or for $13, use them, and then throw them in a drawer with all the other knives so they bash around, you know, and frickin' hit each other and dull each other up and all that kind of stuff. And then when they get to the point where they can't muscle that knife through whatever, a carrot anymore, then they throw the thing away and then they go back to Walmart, and next time they're on sale they pick up 3 or 4 more of them, and then they start the process all over again, right? Well, I don't know about you, but that drives me frickin' bonkers. And of course, up until recently, I never carried a full-size sharpening stone in my car. So this video right here, we're going to dedicate it to Vicky. Vicky is about as awesome of an aunt-in-law as a fella could ask for. It's been a while since we went and saw her. She lives quite a ways away. But I remember one of the last times we went and saw her, it was kind of the same deal. You know, we went for a visit for a couple of days. I think she had me cut something up, and I looked in the drawer, and it was the knives like these, right? I mean, ungodly condition. Of course, I didn't have my shop or, you know, my sharpening stones with me. I did have a small, like one of these things right here, okay, which these are good for like touching up an edge, or, you know, like maybe a pocket knife or something. You try to take one of these and do a whole edge profile on a knife like this, you're going to wear this out really quick and waste a whole lot of time doing it. So, Guerrilla In-Law Knife Sharpening. 101 or 103, whatever, right? Okay, so first, you got a knife that is dull as crap, right? Okay, it's probably going to be one of these Farberware type knives, or this one right here. Actually, let's do it on this one. This is a no-stain Chromodor Inox Mundial Brazil knife that it says CRA $3 Mundial steak knife. So apparently I picked it up at a flea market. Maybe I was looking at something for the handle on it also. Okay, so you can tell that the tip is bent way over here. The edge, we don't even have to get out the little microscope thing for the camera. I mean, it's just dull as crap, right? Okay, not only is it dull as crap, there's not even really edge bevels on this thing. I mean, there's some, but not really. The edge, now that I'm looking at it like this, it's got dents up in here. Yeah, some pretty substantial dents in there. I don't know, you'll probably won't be able to see the way that the light's reflecting on the edge, but they're up in this portion right here. Okay, so this thing is just ungodly nasty, right? So we're going to need some tools. So let's go out and... Okay, so I'm not where Vicky's at right now, but I went out into my yard, and what I found was a cinder block. This is the one that I was doing the... we were lapping sharpening stones on it. Okay, I've got what looks like a pretty cool yard rock, some sort of a quartz, you know, really nice looking rock, some sort of a creek rock that we must have picked up somewhere or other. We got a dog bone, all right, and we've got a couple of decorative type rocks. This is one of them decorative types. Not sure who that is, but they can leave a message. You know, like a border stone type thing. So basically a red version of the cinder block. And then this one's kind of the same deal. This one's wet right now. This is one of my shop bricks. If you don't have shop bricks, get a couple of shop bricks. Shop bricks are cool. So if you got a hot knife or something and you need to lay it down, grab a shop brick. You can put it on a wooden bench, lay the red hot knife on it, and it'll cool without having any problems. A lot of times you got a jig or something you need to raise just up enough. Shop bricks work real handy. Or if you're working on a brake job and you know, the driveway out front and it's kind of a sloped driveway, stick it up underneath the rear tire to block it. Whatever. Okay, so first of all, this knife has got this jacked up tip, right? So let's take the dog bone. Not quite there yet. How about let's go with okay, so we've cold forged that point. Okay, so the point, while not, I moved you over, well, not completely straight, it's probably usable now, right? Okay, so the next thing is the edge. Now, like I said, these are generally speaking going to be very soft stainless steel $5 to $15 Walmart type knives, okay? So you do not need diamonds to cut this type of steel, right? Pretty much anything that's even close to being as hard as the steel is going to work. So we've got this, wow, that's some sand. Remember I was lapping old sharpening stones with playground sand on this one. So how about let's go to the other side. There we go. Okay, so we got some water. You know, basically all you need is some sort of a lubricant to kind of help keep the stone as clean as you can, right? So now, remember on the edge of this thing is so, I mean, look at that. Completely dull as shit, will not cut anything, all right? So even if we just, I mean, even if we don't get it sharp, even if we just kind of narrow that bevel down a little bit to where there's less of a flat spot on the very edge, it's still going to cut circles around anything that's probably likely to be in this kitchen anyhow, right? Okay, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but we're going to get it mighty close, I bet. So, you know, you can use water, you can use, actually, let's use some Dawn on it too. So we got a little bit left of this orange Dawn, an orange flavored scent. And I'm almost out of this one. The next one up is blue, so it's blue scented. Okay, so we got some Dawn on there. Let's spray a little bit more water on. And then let's take this knife and just go to town. Okay, long about this point, you're going to be wishing that you had a crystalline stone or something, you know, that actually cut really well. But I can already tell that I've reduced that flat spot by half, if not more. So, heck, we could probably go ahead and take this knife in the kitchen right now, and with 50 pounds of force might be able to cut through a carrot, which is quite a bit less force than what we would, you know, before. So now we swap sides. Now, if you can't tell, I'm bearing down on this, okay? Because honestly, I just need to remove steel quickly so that, you know, I can get back into the house and get back to cooking. Actually, let's bring it up just a hair. There we go. Okay, I'm starting to kind of sort of pick up a burr in places. Not really sure. So, wow, did you guys see that? I had to pull my finger away. I was generating enough heat that the edge portion there was starting to get hot. What happened there was I was pushing, and then all of a sudden the edge caught a loose part over here on the corner of the stone, and you know, everything kind of went wacky for me there a second. Okay, we're kind of sort of getting close. This right here is why I'm so excited to be, you know, that I finally got the idea to put a crystalline combination stone into my, I put one in my car and one in my truck. Because even with like a 6" by 2" crystalline stone, we'd have been done shaping already. Oh, you know what? Maybe we go to a different section of the brick. Maybe this is that still going? I thought I heard a beep or something. Maybe that was a radio. Oh, yeah, there, now we're cutting good again. Okay. No, we're still getting... No, we're not there yet. You know what we ought to do is just go ahead and increase our angle. You know, because we're likely not ever going to see this knife again, or at least until the next time that we visit. And more than likely by then they'll have thrown this one away and gotten a new one anyhow. So let's go ahead and increase our angle and then just sharpen it up at a steeper angle. They're going to beat the crap out of it anyway, so a steeper angle is probably not going to be a bad thing. There we go. Now we're definitely starting to get a burr in places. All right, let me rinse this thing off. Okay. Well, look at that. Oh, and we completely missed the tip. Oh, we've still got some more damage to kind of get rid of, but you can kind of see that we're starting to rough in an edge again. So let's try the edging grit. Let's see how well it works. You know, let's throw some mineral oil on here. I mean, they might not have mineral oil, you know, I mean, if they've got a baby or a grandkid or something like that, you know, they might have baby oil. Or, you know, you could raid the kitchen and use some vegetable oil, olive oil, peanut oil, pretty much any kind of oil. There, now we're getting somewhere. Oh yeah, now we're starting to feel sharp. Okay. Look at that, I can hardly see light reflecting down here. The point's still dull as crap, but, well, let's fix it right quick. See how steep of an edge angle I'm using there? So that's flat. That would be probably like a normal sharpening angle for the belly for me. Up here would be about like this, and I'm going like that. Okay, so we got most of that worked out. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to vary a little bit. Okay, so you guys know that I normally use edge leading strokes on, you know, working knives like this, and then finish off with micro bevels. Okay, that is on stones that have got a known grit and that have been conditioned well and that I'm used to and everything. Okay, stones like this where you've got you know, basically sand with some smaller rocks mixed in together with whatever they make concrete out of mixed in on top of that, so you got no idea what's in this stone, right? Okay, they're the Murray Carter's method of sharpening, okay, where you rough everything in with forward and back strokes. Once you start getting close to what you want, you go ahead and you go to edge trailing strokes. You get it down to your final grit, whichever you want, knock off the burr in a piece of soft wood, and then do a couple of last edge trailing strokes to kind of clean things up. That's the method that we're going to go here. So let's add a little bit more oil. Like I said, this is mineral oil, but you know, just imagine that, you know, you're at your in-laws place, or aunt in-laws, uncle in-laws, whatever, and you're using vegetable oil or whatever, right? When you go throw that rock back in the yard, you might want to throw it at the end of the yard so that when the neighborhood dogs and cats and everybody come to check out that yummy smelling rock, that they'll be away from the house. Okay, so edge trailing strokes. Oh, and I just got a face full of mineral oil. Okay, I'm not really feeling much of a burr. And we've got, I mean, we've still got some bright spots, but you know, this is not something that I'm willing to slap my fingers against anymore like I did to begin with. So let's stick that one out of the way. Now let's go ahead and go to something a little bit finer. Let's try this quartz rock. Okay, so there's a section of it. Alright, so it normally sits in the yard like this. We'll use the underside, just because my wife must like the look of it, so we'll preserve that and keep the underside, or keep the top side clean. So let's throw a little bit of mineral oil on here. And this stone is not flat by any means. I mean, it's, yeah, it's dished, and there's, well, I mean, look at it. It's not flat at all. You can see the lights, but that shouldn't matter. Because this won't have the really big pieces in it, like the concrete bricks do, you know, that will kind of get your edge in shape and then all of a sudden wreck it. Okay, now you can see all that steel that's come off on there. Like I said, this is soft stainless steel, you know, you shouldn't need a whole lot to, oh, that burr's actually feeling not so bad. There's still a couple of spots in there that could use an awful lot more work. Let's try going with this one. I think this is the downside in the yard. Well, that's a pretty rock when it's wet. Okay, yeah, we are getting there, so let's go ahead and go to our edge trailing strokes. I'm having to really think about holding this steeper edge angle. I mean, honestly, the angle that I'm putting on, or the edge angle that I'm putting on this knife right now is about the same edge angle that I would use to shear the burr off on one of my normal knives. I mean, it's just that steep. Heck, it's probably 30 degrees or better. 30, 35. Okay. That's actually feeling pretty good now. Okay. Now let's find a somewhat clean section of the bench here. How about right there? Maybe one more. There we go. Okay, so now let's strop it a few more times. You know, I really doubt that this thing is going to be taking hair, but it'll go back to work cutting now. So let's clean it up a little bit more on this old dog bone, because that's going to be softer than the stone, but it's a little bit more uniform surface than that stone is. That, and I saw it out in the backyard, and this is one of the dogs' older ones, so I thought it'd be funny to put it in a video. Okay. You know, that is not bad. Let me rinse it off. Okay, now that is not sharp by any means, but I would wager that this is probably going to be the sharpest knife in that kitchen. I mean, we can try, but let's go one more pass, the entire length here, just in case we're lucky and it scrapes some hair off, right? Oh, well, I'll be danged, look at this. I don't know if you can see it on the blade or not. Look at that. We got a, I don't know if I would call that a shaving sharp. I mean, I guess it did take some hair off my arm. Let's see, how about some paper? We got a post-it note or something around here. Here's a pink post-it note. Yeah, there's still some rough spots, but you know, you would kind of expect at least a couple of rough spots on a knife sharpened with a cinder block, an edging stone, a couple of decorative rocks, and a dog bone out of the yard, right? So anyway, so this would, you know, that would certainly, I mean, take it inside and wash it, of course. You know, you never know what dog just peed on that cinder block or, you know, whatever. But, you know, but we didn't do too bad. We took a $3 flea market knife, and for literally no money at all, you know, I mean, you watched me, you know, with my rock hammer and my cinder block anvil, you know, pound the tip back in. And we put a workable edge on that. Like I said, it's not an amazing edge, and you know, but it'll get you through making dinner a couple of times at your in-laws' place, because you know you're going to leave in a couple of days, and you know they're going to use that one's going to be their favorite knife for a little while because it's sharp, and then the second that it goes dull, then it's just going to go back in the drawer and get beat to hell with all the other ones, and then they're going to throw it away and grab, you know, another one when it goes on sale at Walmart. So anyway, so yeah, so some other stuff that you can use to sharpen besides cinder blocks. What did I call that brick before? Edging blocks, you know, for like making, you know, like decorative things like around trees or little borders or stuff. And, you know, basically cool rocks that you found, you know, on the creek or whatever, you know, on hiking trips, whatever, and, you know, stuck in your yard, and old dog bones. You know, you can use dirty 2x4s. You know, if you got a 2x4 that's been sitting in the, I think Murray Carter taught me that one in one of his books or something like that. You know, all the dirt that's embedded in that 2x4, don't do leading strokes because that'll shave the dirt and cut the wood if the knife's sharp enough, but just do trailing strokes only, and it'll act much like a strop with compound on it. I've also used my jeans. So let's say I was, you know, replumbing a mobile home or something, right? And I'm crawling up underneath the dirt and using my knife to cut insulation and everything, and my knife gets so dull that I can't cut through the insulation or rip through it. Well, typically speaking, like the legs of my bibs will be covered in dirt and sand and everything, probably some mud too. And so I've taken knives and actually sharpened them on my jeans and my bibs before. Sidewalks, you know, steps make good because, you know, they're kind of raised, you know, and you got clearance for your hands on the side of them. Just all kind of stuff you can use to sharpen. You can do the coffee cup trick. Like, you might even be able to improve this edge with a coffee cup. You know, the bottom of it, you know, the unglazed ceramic part of the underside of coffee cups, bowls, plates, things like that. Rusty steel, you know, like the edge of a backhoe bucket or something like that. Pretty much there's all kind of stuff that you can use to sharpen knives, especially, like I said, if it's guerrilla in-law kitchen knife sharpening. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I mean, this was supposed to be an awful lot of fun, but like I said, we got a good working edge out of it. So fun, funny, and still kind of useful all at the same time. So again, this is Joe Calton with Calton Cutlery. You can find me on the web, caltoncutlery.com. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if all this hadn't convinced you to keep a full-size sharpening stone in your truck or your car, or both, spend the extra 20 bucks on each, you know, 20 bucks a car, and throw a Norton combination crystalline stone in each car, along with, you know, a bottle of mineral oil. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we will see you next time.